What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to keep it real simple and I'm going to teach you guys how to spool up a baitcaster. Alrighty guys, so first things first, you just want to add your baitcaster onto the rod. I think this helps make the process much easier. The next step is you want to take your line that you'll be using. Now keep in mind, if you are using braided line, I always add a monofilament, or if you need to, you could use a fluorocarbon backing line. And I always connect the two lines with a double uni knot. The last thing you want to do is spool up some braided line without backing line because it won't grip the spool. Today we're going to be using some fluorocarbon, and I just like to, start lining it up through the rod tip. I just think this makes it much easier. All right. Now once you get it through the guides, this is definitely the most difficult part, I think. You can actually toss this line right through the eye right here on the reel. Yeah, so basically you take that tag end and then you put it right into the hole on the reel. And then I always feed it slack line, so I'll grab the line up like right about here and then bring it in, and then I'll just start cranking to get that line around the spool, just like that. And then a lot of guys do an arbor knot here, but I actually prefer to just do an improved clinch knot. It's just what I've always done. 6 twists, and down through this loop, and then back through this one. And then it cinches down super easily on that spool, just like that. And then you want to get a pair of scissors. You want to cut that tag end really, really close to that knot. Bingo. All right, so now that we got the line tied onto the spool, now this is the easy part. As long as you're not doing braid. If you're doing braid, this is where you would add the mono or a little bit of fluorocarbon, and then you would just add, enough to grip the spool or enough to fill up the spool a little bit so that you don't use, over 150 yards on a spool. And then I always tell people, tighten that drag, get it real tight. And sometimes I even like to have a rag or a glove on to kind of pinch this line to get it super, super tight. But it's not really that necessary. I'll typically only do that if I'm doing braided line. Fluorocarbon and mono, I typically will just put in water. I'll do this sometimes with braid too. I think it helps a lot. I'm gonna try and find a stick. Here's a stick that'll hold it for me. Perfect. The spool right in the water, just like this. That way, the line is already wet going onto the spool, which helps it get on there extra tight. But the other thing you want to do is, like I said, tighten that drag all the way and then pinch right here super, super tight as you spool it up. Yeah, let me break down this stick a little more. Let's get twisted up on it. Honestly, I don't even think we need the stick. Let's try it without the stick. I think it should stay right here. And if you notice it is stacking up on one side versus the other, just pinch that line real tight and keep it on one side. And we'll stack back up. Yeah, you definitely don't need a stick. Honestly, I'd recommend maybe not doing it with a stick. Yeah, guys, this is something that's really simple, really easy. You can do this in your bathroom. You can do this in your backyard. You can do this at the pond. You can do this on the boat. Really not something to be intimidated about. Sorry, that's so annoying. But it is very important that you just get the line on there super tight. And I always fill up my reels. Like most guys will typically stop here, but I'm just gonna add a little bit more, and you can see the right side's a little bit higher. Like that's about where I'd stop if the left side was the same way. But I'm just gonna do a couple more cranks with the line pinched all the way to the left like this. And boom. That is a perfect spool. It's exactly what you want, guys. Well guys, that is how you spool a baitcaster. If you want to see how I do my spinning reels, leave a comment below and I will make sure to do that in a YouTube video coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.